kitties, to another episode of RatG TV with your hosts, Zeus and the Wellandwingnut. And they thought I was the crazy one.
Black magic. You got to know, got to show, it's time to roll. So just tell me what you want to hear. Tell me what you want. So just tell me what you want to hear.
Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of RatG TV. It's your boy Zeus, and with me, as he is week to week, it's the Wellandwingnut. What's going on, brother?
What's up? How you doing, man?
Well, you know, another day.
Yeah.
Another ranking for us. And speaking of rankings, and we forgot to mention this beforehand, I wanted to talk to you about it, but it's vastly coming upon us again. And one of our most popular things from 2022 was our March Geekness tournament that we did. And this year we want to make sure that we make sure everybody's represented. So we'll start doing that next week. I think we'll start unveiling all the categories and then let people vote in who they think should be in for each kind of category. And I think we got like a lot of stuff we can add, like best streaming services, best streaming series, best streaming movie.
That's all. When I was trying to think of it the other night, I'm thinking like, we have 64 brackets to start the actual tournament. So, I mean, there might even not be some genres represented.
Exactly. And that's just it. So I think we'll break it down to how we want the brackets each to work out, but it'll still be kind of the same, where we'll have the movie bracket and the TV bracket, but it'll be more than just each sub bracket there where we just had, fucking comedy, martial arts, whatever. We'll get the streaming ones and all that other stuff, and we will get it down to the final four, and then the final two, and then the final one. So, yeah, big winner was last year. Do you remember? Night Court lost to
John Wick.
Maybe it was John Wick. It was something surprising. It was surprising that Night Court made it as far as it did.
Right.
But then, it got taken out. Maybe it was a headshot from John Wick. Yee, I felt that in the back of my head. So, folks, as you can see behind us, we both have great montages of some of the greatest female artists of all time. And the reason why we're doing that, of course, we lost a great one this week, Christine McVie. I never know if I'm saying it right.
Christine McVie. Yeah.
McVie, right? Yeah. But so with that in mind, we thought, hey, let's say who our favorites. This isn't who we think are the best of all time. These are our favorite of all time. At least my list is.
Yeah, mine's kind of a mishmash.
Yeah, because I thought there was some stuff I was like, oh, maybe I should add this, and then I was like, you know what, fuck it, I just want to put in kind of what I dig. So we got those. What's up, Al Dion? What's up, buddy? Happy Saturday. And you talk about guys who love music. Alan Dion was a musician himself, and I would be interested to see who's on your Mount Rushmore or who makes your top 5 of best female musicians of all time. As I'm wheezing like a smoker here, and I don't even smoke cigarettes. Hi. Steve, you've also got a movie for us this week.
I do. I watched the new Apple TV movie, Emancipation, with the return of, wait for it, Will Smith.
Oh, like a smack in the face. Damn. It was like he got slapped and the picture went right in there. It was, I don't know, man.
He's apologized to people who feel they're not ready for him to return yet. But yeah.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, he was hardly the first one, and I'm not excusing it because I still think it was stupid.
Yeah.
But he's hardly the first one, especially these last few years, to get upset over comics and have some kind of either verbal or actual physical, freak out. Joshua says, shout out to the Aussie. Good day, mates. Every time I try to see, I can't even do it. Every time I try to do Aussie, I go into the Kiwi. I can't help with the kiwi. It's horrible.
Ki-
You know what's
kiwi.
funny is I can actually do it when I'm not trying to do it and I'm like in the mirror or I'm driving. I can do it. But the second the pressure's on, it's like, hey, McGee.
As long as you're not talking about that song, Jordan.
Which one? Yes, Jordan.
You know which song.
All I want for Hanukkah is you.
8 times.
That's what she said. It's a horrible joke. I don't even know what that means. Steve gets it. All right. So yeah, maybe Mariah Carey makes some of these lists. Jordan says saw her Christmas show in Toronto last night. It was iconic. Oh, no doubt. Right on, brother. Were you working that show or did you go as a fan? That'd be good to know.
Were you out there with the comments?
Jordan, our former producer on the show. Yeah, man. That guy's out there conquering the world, producing at Bell and fuck everywhere else. That's what we do. We're the stepping stone for people. Or we step on people, one or the other.
And throw stones.
Throw stones. That's what we do. We throw bones. We also have TikToker of the week this week. I think you'll like this one, Steve. It is a football related one, so I do think you'll dig it. And then, of course, we got
you know what segment, talking about TikToker of the week, you know what segment we got to revive?
Hold up.
Poor Steve. Like
God,
everybody else there can't see that I'm actually dancing in the background, and Steve can totally see me just down there, just crunking away.
I look awful in that promo video we shot.
You look so old in that picture or in that video. Big thanks to Jordan James. He's the guy that made that intro there for us. So yeah, good times. Hell yeah, you are. That's where I got my wings. Let's go, brother. All right. Well, there you go. See, we gotta bring it back. We'll be bringing back the. We're even older now, though. Like we're actually closer to that old dude's age. I know. Mine's at the point where I've made too many like TikTok videos where people can see this. Where if I actually diet now, I'm like, fuck. Everybody knew, and I don't care. I really don't. So yeah, that's what we got going on. What do you know? What, Steve? Dealer's choice tonight. What do you think? What do you want to do first today? Do you want us to do our top 5, or do you want to do news first?
Let's not keep the ladies waiting.
All right, that's fine. I agree. That's the gentleman that you.
So we'll have to get a new host, and you'll be part of the panel now, Jordan.
Yeah, exactly. And yes, Steve, you are quite the gentleman. So yes, let us go with our ranking of the top 5. And who do you got going with your list?
Yeah, I wanted to try and represent all eras, picking from some of my favorites as well as some who are considered the best at what they do. And there was no woman better in the early 80s when women weren't doing it. You know, we had a few emerging, but Dora Pesch from Warlock, I mean, amazing voice, German born, the queen of metal. She also did some solo stuff. So yeah, got to represent the metal world for sure.
Nice. Yeah, I can honestly, that's one of your picks. I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, unless you're a metalhead, you're probably not familiar with the song stylings of Warwick. Sorry, Warwick. I almost went Dionne Warwick there.
Are you trying to tell me that Poison wasn't metal?
About as metal as Steel Panther.
They were fucking rocking, right? All right, I love it. Stevie Nicks for sure says Al Dion.
Yeah.
Whitney Houston. Facebook user. Pat Benatar, Joan Jett, Janis Joplin, Angela Glasgow, and Fernanda Lira. I'm not familiar with who those last two are or who Facebook user is. I don't think it's Facebook user 3679. I don't think that's your Facebook user.
No, I don't believe so.
I like Lee Aaron. She was a Welland staple. She would play at the Atlas back in the day. I All right. Well,
And that's one of those situations where, someone like Dora Pesh led the way and other women kind of got the success, right? And we see that all the time.
Like Lita Ford.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who almost made my list was Sheila E.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
From
Prince.
Yes.
Yeah.
This next one, I had to throw a knucklehead in there. Ottawa's own. You saw this young lady on You Can't Do That on Television. Maybe you bought that horrible pop album she put out in the late 80s.
You loved it.
But she was fierce when she came onto the scene in 1995 with Jagged Little Pill.
Ha! That's also what she called Dave Coulier's penis.
Which was also probably hard to swallow. Mezzo soprano voice, just so much. It was, alternative music was Biff Naked, Greg.
Right. Another good one.
Alternative music was all the rage, and the ladies, this is right around the time when Lilith Fair started, and the ladies started, really representing all across all genres of music.
Yeah.
So.
Lilith Fair really changed a lot, especially when it came to the concert scene, because basically it was Hart and Joan Jett and those trailblazers, but it wasn't a big scene of a lot all at once that you're getting. And Lilith Fair just changed that,
Yeah.
They rewrote a lot.
You mentioned Heart, one of my all-time favorite bands. I got to check them off my bucket list a few years back, finally. Nice. The Wilson sisters, Ann and Nancy. I mean, started in Seattle, a little band called Army. Then that was short-lived. They changed it to Hocus Pocus. And then, obviously, Heart, as we know them today. Some great hits in the 70s. And, they revived themselves in the 80s, too, with that ballad type. I didn't realize when we went, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about all those 80s hits they had. And then I couldn't really, and I was like, oh my God, I know all these.
Right.
Like Barracuda, Crazy on You from the 70s.
Barracuda was great.
When I saw them, so they were notorious for doing a lot of, Kitty. Yeah. Okay. I know Kitty.
We just don't know who Facebook user is.
Right.
Yeah.
I saw them with they always threw a lot of Zeppelin covers into their set lists. And when I got to see them,
go ahead.
When I got to see them, it was John Bonham Experience was opening up. Of course, Jason Mraz did, and so for their encore, Bonham's band came out, and they all did. I think it was a 37-minute nonstop Led Zeppelin tribute.
Dude,
it was unbelievable.
Well, didn't they play? Wasn't that who? Didn't they play Misty Mountain Hop or something for Robert Plant and Jimmy Page at some kind of big benefit? That was Hart, wasn't it?
Yeah, possibly.
I remember that video going around. I remember seeing Plant and Page sitting up in the balcony looking down on whoever it was, and they were dressed up and had some kind of medals that looked like they were wearing.
Yeah.
Al says, I saw Hart, one of the best live sounding shows I've seen, but boring as hell. Stage presence and audience was half asleep. Yeah.
If you're going for the show,
old though too, older than us.
And they're not one of those bands that put on this, wild pyro show or all kinds of, stuff going on stage. It's about the music. Ann Wilson has just such a powerful voice, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
no doubt. Almost made my list, but then I was
yeah.
Am I putting them on? Because I loved No Doubt.
They're definitely one of my guilty pleasures for sure.
But I like them. Remember them and Sublime touring together back in the mid 90s. That's when I first heard of No Doubt, because they played a song called I Saw Red, which was just a duet basically between the two bands, and Gwen Stefani and Bradley Knowles singing it. It was so good, man.
Yeah, I remember when there was rumors after, she went solo for a bit, and then there was rumors when my girls were a little younger and they were just starting to get into the whole concert scene. I brought them to Avril Lavigne already, and they've seen a few shows, and there was talks of No Doubt getting back together, and I'm like, yes, I can bring the girls, and it won't look like that creepy dude at a No Doubt concert. So
guilty pleasure for me too, but it's mostly just because of Gwen. She's our age. Shut up. It's not bad.
Oh yeah. Is it a health thing? Yeah, I wasn't aware of that. Yeah.
No, it wasn't somebody else that just died. The sisters, or no, one of the Judds.
No,
I
they're
don't know.
both still around. Yeah.
It was the mom though that just died from the Judds. I've been a metalhead for many years and still enjoy it. Nice. What about what's your favorite female heavy metal people there? Ian, let us know as Steve lets us know who his number 2 is.
Yeah, so for my next couple, I went into the Wayback Machine, and I thought, like, who got it started? Who's the ones that broke the barriers? And you can't have this list without talking about the first woman of color Grammy winner in 1959, Ella Fitzgerald. She had that great song, Summertime, with Louis Armstrong, of course. Yeah. Great jazz singer. The first lady of song, as she's known.
Mm-hmm. I always remember from someone will watch over me. Pretty sure that was her who sang that. So I don't know. I was in a play back in the day, and yeah, that was one of the big songs I played for it. That was the name of the play, but had nothing to do with the song, except for it playing in the background as I died. Angela Glasgow, she was awesome in Arch Enemy.
Okay.
And that's the second time we heard her. Was that you commenting earlier?
Yeah, it must have been, Facebook user, yeah.
All right, buddy. We'll like it. And well, you know what? We give you respect for switching that over, buddy, for us, so we know who you are.
Yeah.
You love it, right? You love it. I know.
Go on. And of course, I could not leave out Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul. She would not be denied. 75 million albums sold, labeled basically one of the most recognizable voices in the world. She died in 2018, unfortunately. But great life. Like you said, respect. Natural woman. I almost said son of a woman.
What? What deuce? That's bigger than the Hitler revelation. The cross-dressing thing.
Right.
Oh, you've never heard that? You never heard that conspiracy?
Well, I've heard it about J. Edgar Hoover.
Me too. But I heard, so when we were younger, I had heard, and this, folks, if you're watching, this is purely just rumor hearsay that I heard when I was a kid. But that when they found Hitler's body, right, because he had committed suicide, they said that he was wearing his wife's clothes, which to me doesn't mean he's a cross-dresser. He could have just been trying to escape.
It could have been laundry day.
Right. But then they said that there was reports of him always. And I was just, all right, it's one of those things. Look at it. Who knows? I believe that more than the earth being flat.
I was listening to Two Bears, One Cave today, and it wasn't Bert on the show. They had a guest, and I can't remember his name, but Segura and him were talking about, they're like, why don't we just say, you know what? Why don't we just start just agreeing with the flat earthers, and then they won't have that podium anymore. They'll be like, wait, no, I'm special. I think the earth is flat.
Dude, they'd have 5
agree.
million other things to go on between vaccines and fucking lizard people and the Denver airport, and so much, so much. You and I, when we do these lists, we always try to make a conscious effort not to choose the same people. You and I both would have had the same number 1 there for sure, and I'm sure there's a couple on my list you would have had as well. Well, maybe not though, because I think I only gave you 2 of mine that I was taking ahead of time. But that's what I like about ours, because I consider doing it differently, like on other shows and podcasts where they'll cross over and they'll just compare their rankings. But I like how we, try to switch it up and say, all right, no, we can't pick the same people. It's almost like a fantasy.
And that's why it's a top 5 too. Like obviously, if it was a top 10, it'd be a lot harder to not repeat.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Shit, I did that show with my friends from TikTok, the fucking ranking. Phase 4 of Marvel, 17 fucking projects that they did in phase 4. 17 we had to rank. That show went on for 3+ hours, which was fun.
A Marvel movie.
Hey, listen, Avatar is like legit going to be 3 hours. James Cameron's like, oh, go ahead, take a bathroom break. I don't mind. You're going to watch it again. If a director's telling me I don't mind, you're going to miss part of it, that's telling me I'm not going to enjoy the entire 3 hours. And if you could have broken it up and just made
And
it.
that's like I took my kids to see the original Avatar, and they were young, and
Yeah.
not one of them, I thought, oh man, they're going to be getting up, going to the bathroom, and doing this, doing that. They did not move.
Now, did you like the first one? Like, did you really like it, or did you just?
I mean, I saw it in the theater. I remember really liking it. Like I said, my kids were all under 7, I'm going to say, and none of them freaking moved an inch.
Nice.
And I never watched it again. So,
Yeah. I think I've watched it twice since it first came out, and I was the same way. Went through it, no problem. But on the more viewings you watched it, it was like I almost felt like it was a hype train, and I got caught up in the wave of the hype of what Avatar was supposed to be. Yeah. We're gonna get to my top 5 yet as well. Got a lot of comments here. Sorry. Yeah, it was me. Right on, brother. And they say he was high in meth too. No joke. Who's that? Who was high on meth? Oh, who was I talking about? The crazy Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler. Right on. Music is one of my favorite subjects. We know this, brother. What's up, Chad Park? How you doing, buddy? When Avatar comes out, I'm going to wait till it comes out on Blu-ray. That way I can stay at home, smoke weed, and enjoy it. And when I have to go to the washroom, I can pause it at least. Yeah. Yo, you know what? So I filmed that movie last week. Like did that short movie with that in. We filmed a lot of it in Ridgeway, and Ridgeway's got this tiny little cinema that they rent out. So it's like I think it's like maybe there's two cinemas and like 2 screens, and it's cinema style. And I think there's maybe 50 seats per side. They're theater seats and everything. But you can play if you've got a USB, you can pop it in and watch it in there. If you want to go in there and do like a PlayStation or Xbox party, hook her up. And they're like, no problem. She said it's basically like $200. So I think she said it was like basically $20 a person for 10 people. So, I mean, I'm fucking down. Yeah. Like, even to watch movies, like, hey, let's pause this. I gotta go use the bathroom. I gotta have a popcorn stand and snacks, everything, man. It was dope. It was dope. So, yeah, I like that place. Alanis Morissette, guys, come on. Brad, it wasn't me. That was this guy. You ought to know. See what whatever. All right, let's do my top 5 and get it over with. Okay, so number 5 on mine. I don't know if I picked her or always liked her as a singer because of how cool and rock and roll and badass she was, or it was the fact that she actually reminded me a lot of my mother except my mom doesn't have the music talent. And that was Joan Jett. I mean, a badass rock and roll girl that literally I would be afraid of. I think she would whoop my ass, and I've always thought the same about my mother. So, like most people have thought about my mother. So yeah. And Joan Jett had a great career. I mean, so many number 1 hits, and her startup with what's her name? The Runaways.
Yeah. I saw John Blackheart's, I think, open up for Aerosmith, and they're pretty good.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
See, and you're a music guy though. Like you're a concert guy, so you've been to see almost it all. I've never gone to see Joan Jett. I've never seen the next, but I can guarantee neither have you. But one of my all-time favorites, and I've seen her concert footage. Used to see it all the time, especially in commercials when they're like, "Oh, remember this great concert? You want to buy all 16 hours of it." And that, of course, was Janis.
We will not be asking for donations any other time this year.
Yeah, but please buy. You can have all 4 days or however many days of Woodstock it was.
No, I just missed Joplin. I just missed seeing her.
Yeah, by about a decade. Almost. But yeah, man, like piece of my heart. I mean, Bobby McGee, just she was it, and that voice, man, and so many other women that followed. I'm not going to say copied her voice, but because they had a similar voice, I feel like her voice almost paved the way for those other singers to kind of go out there and you know, just, oh man. But I will say this. Now, do you remember the VCR or the VHS tapes that they used to sell that I'm talking about? You used to see the infomercials.
Yeah.
For the longest time, I thought Janis Joplin was a dude. I thought Janis Joplin was like Jethro Tull and just the name of the band.
Right.
I didn't, but it was just because the only time, this is back pre-internet, this is back before any of that stuff, where I could actually look it up, and all I would see would always be, you know, her up sweaty on stage, looking a lot like fucking not David Crosby. Oh my God.
Jim Morrison.
No, the Beatles stuff. And he was there. Joe Cocker. Like Joe Cocker, her and Joe Cocker almost looked indistinguishable in that concert footage, especially for how bad the footage was back then. So I'm sorry, Janis. I do love you, but
yeah, I was never the biggest fan, but I definitely respect her as an artist, as a woman, and her talent for sure.
Lita Ford and Joan Jett were in the Runaways. Was it Lita Ford?
Yeah, I believe so.
It was somebody else. Right. Oh, cool. Well, that's awesome. That's even more badass because I really like Lita Ford. But yeah. So up next, I mean, I almost totally forgot about this band. I'm putting in a band here for number 3 just because they were so you can't think of any of them without the other. You can't think of one without the other. And almost all 3 of them, if you will, this trio.
Oh, I thought you were going Spice Girls.
Dude, I was getting to when they became a quintuplet. No, no, seriously.
I was like, wait, what?
No, dude, back in the 80s, like what was some of the first rap you ever remember hearing? Like I'm telling you.
We can't play the song. We can't play the music, so we have to.
Baby. Ooh, baby. No, Salt and Pepper. Like, I mean, so many hits, though. Like, we had so many hits. And let's talk about sex. Obviously, you know, Push It. And what a man, what a man, what a man. Was that it? No. Was that
no.
It? Yeah, was them. Or was that Beyonce? I think that was because they did that for Deadpool. I think that for at Ryan Reynolds for
some. That was them. Huh?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was them. What a man! What a man! What a mighty good.
What a mighty good man.
TLC. So Jordan, TLC almost like I thought about putting them on, but for me there was only a couple songs that I really liked of theirs. And then when one of them burnt down Andre Rison's house, I was like, ooh. And then the other one, Lisa Left Eye died. You know,
Salt and Pepper.
Yeah. Right on. Ooh, baby, baby. Salt and Pepper, a classic. So yeah, they're my number 3 on the list. And that was hard to put them at 3. And like I said, I almost forgot all about them. But my top 2, like especially with like I said, I would have went the same as you with Aretha at number 1. Shout out to Patti LaBelle. Didn't make the list though. I'm sorry. But number 2 on my list is who I think had the perfect response for getting inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year and saying that she didn't deserve to be there, but now she's vowed. She's going to work 9 to 5 to learn to do a rock song. And that is the one and the only, the ever awesome Dolly motherfucking Parton. Yeah, man. Icon, diva, like, I feel like you shouldn't even call her a diva. Like, I feel like she gets something beyond diva status.
She's a theme park.
What's that?
She's a theme park.
She's a theme park,
Once you reach theme park status,
dude, she's a double diva.
Yeah.
Listen, folks, I'm sorry. The dad jokes just don't turn off. They don't. And I know they're not funny, but double D. Yeah, man. And didn't Jeff Bezos just donate a whole bunch of money in her name somewhere?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, there was something that just happened with her and Bezos. So, but Bradley, you love that one. That was a good one. Come on, she's a double D. That yes. Yes, she did. I can't remember what the Bezos thing is. So if somebody can look it up and let us know in the comments, we'll happily put it up. But while we're thinking about that, my number one, I mean, how there are when you think the voices, and this is me, the top two. There's Aretha Franklin, 1A, and then there's Whitney motherfucking Houston as 1B. She maybe has had the greatest voice of all time. And I mean, so many hits. And when you consider how rough her life was during the height of it all, you know, like, I don't know. It's just kind of amazing. So many number one hits. I mean, fuck, they referenced her singing. Still to this day, her fucking national anthem at the Super Bowl is still considered the greatest rendition of all time. I mean, and what was that? It was like 18 minutes long. They reference it in Hudson Hawk when they're talking about song lengths. So yeah, man.
Not quite as long as in the God of DeVito, though.
And DeVito. I can't even say it though. Then I go got about a DeVito. Anybody got a Danny DeVito, baby? So that's my top five. Whitney tops my list. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I want to know what your guys is. Dolly also contributed over $1 million to Moderna research. That's well past any diva status. That's pure legend right there. So yeah, I'm with you, buddy. Yeah, man. Like there's so much she'd do. I'd rather hear Roseanne Barr sing the anthem than Whitney Houston.
Sorry, I had something in my.
So I just want to put this out there, and I get it, and it's a joke and stuff. Had anybody looking like Roseanne done what she did, she would have been canceled. Even back then, she would have been canceled. Like, you spit, graphic. But I got it, though. Honestly, I got the joke she was trying to make because that was a baseball thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was funny. But
it's hilarious.
If that was to happen today, though, well, I even think with her, like, yeah, I even think with her, we've seen she got canceled from her own show, from a show called Roseanne. Thanks. We're not done yet, though. That was just the end of our list. We still have music to get to. We still have our news to get to.
We're going to sing some more.
Oh, well, it's not Christmas yet. But we've got a lot of news to get to. Steve, you've got your 5-second movie review coming up as well. Will Smith's Emancipation. Yeah, we're looking forward to that one. You know what, though? I did get some respect back from him after our last show, and we were talking about how he gave out, like he was just handing out money out of his own pocket to extras on set who had to like sit in the mud and the cold, like, and that was on top of their own pay. He just went out and just gave his own money. Yeah. So, and that was before the slap. So that wasn't him just trying to, it
definitely would have been a tough shoot, man, for sure.
Yeah. And when you see a star do something like that, I think that's cool because they by no means need to do anything like that. So, I don't know. Anyways, before we get to any of that, though, stars, it's nice when they can just hand out money, but we don't have just money to hand out, especially this time of year. Like, money is tight, and we're doing everything we can to save a little money. You want to cut some costs? You don't know where to do it. You don't want to sacrifice any of your luxuries. Tell you what, I know you've got internet. If you're here in Canada, or especially here in Ontario, what you need to do is cut your internet bill and go over to DocNet. You'll see it right above Steve's head right there. That's right. DocNet.ca. They have got you covered with some of the quickest internet in Ontario. And for low prices. This is what we come to you every week on, is on DocNet. This is our testimonial from us to you. So, folks, if you want to save some money this year, come on. Christmas is what? A few weeks away. This is your last chance. No, you can get this at any time. But save yourself some money. Go to docnet.ca. Tell them RatG TV sent you. Tell them Zeus and the Wellandwingnut said, hey, we need internet. Get them to do that. And have DocNet connect the world to your home for ho-ho. No ho-hos, just for ho-ho. Ho. Yo. DocNet. That's it. So you watched Emancipation. Were you forced?
No, and
because Will Smith gave you free Apple TV for 2 months?
Yes.
Did you not know that?
Yeah, I did hear that.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
That's up
I
to
didn't
you.
watch it on Apple TV.
Oh,
I got a screen. We get screeners for stuff like that, right?
oh yeah, that's right. You're right. I forgot about all our free screeners over from our good friends over at Flickster. DocNet, thanks. My internet bill is crazy. You are welcome, brother. Give them a shout. DocNet.ca. But yeah, tell us about Will Smith in this movie. Wow.
Yeah, I heard about this movie a couple months ago, and then kind of forgot about it. And then it came out. I'm gonna say 2 days ago. Well, it's got the date on there. I think yesterday, the 9th. I think it's the 9th.
December 2nd.
December 2nd. I was way off.
Last
So
week.
yeah, it came out a week ago, and yeah, I mean, this is like you said, it was filmed before the slap. But it's his first movie since. And as I said at the top of the show, he actually came out and apologized to people who feel that they're not ready for him to come back yet.
Yeah.
But this is one they already had in the
can.
In the can. So, I gave her a whirl.
Nice. Well, what do you think, buddy? Are you all set for this? Oh, well, for anybody who hasn't watched this show before, and I keep forgetting that we always do have new people on. If this is your first time watching the show, the way this goes down is Steve takes a movie. The movie this week is Emancipation. And we put 5 seconds on the board for Steve through the power of technology. And in that 5 seconds, Steve will give his unabashed, his perfect review of said movie. So, Steve, if you're ready, I think it's time for Steve's 5 second movie review by Steve. Yeah. All right. So that went a little long that time. All right. I like it. All right, buddy. Too bad I missed the top of the list of the female musicians. We'll do a roundup right after this. How about that, Pete? Just right after this 5 second movie review. So through the power of technology, I'm going to put 5 seconds on the board. Steve, are you ready?
I am ready.
5 seconds are on the board. You may begin now.
To arrive at my proclamation of emancipation, and there had to be a complete. I messed it up. In the first history of Steve's 5 second movie review, I messed it up.
All right, let's do it again.
And I tried memorizing it, but I knew this rhyming thing wasn't going to work.
You should see him try to rap. It's wicked. It's worse than
All right, redo. First redo in 5 second history.
Okay, go.
All right. To arrive at my proclamation of emancipation, there was no complication in my calculation. It was a 3.
It was so much better the first time.
I mean, that review works too. We can cut that.
So a 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
Was that for the review or for the movie?
No, that review was. I mean, the second one was a 5, but
exactly, you knocked it out of the park. So a 3 out of 5 though. That's a great score though.
Yeah, it was a good movie. True story about whipped Peter Gordon, a slave who. This was after the war was still going on, but the president had freed slaves. Obviously, it still wasn't happening in a lot of places in the South. He escaped without his family, escaped into the swamp with a few other men, And this movie was I think it was over the course of like 10 hours.
Oh wow!
With him in the swamp with these guys and being chased down by the guys on horses, and it was definitely an intense tale for sure.
So how was Will in this?
His performance outweighed how good the movie was for sure. I applied if I was just rating his performance, it probably would have been a 4, maybe even a 4.5.
So you're saying his acting was better than the movie itself?
Yeah, I really thought he
Wow.
dived into this one, and obviously took it seriously, given the content, given that it was a true story.
Wow, nice.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it'd be interesting to see a world without the slap and where he would sit as far as his Oscar contention.
Well, because there was talk that this was going to be back-to-back Oscars for him.
Yeah.
Alan Dion. So it's not in theaters at all. Emancipation is an Apple TV exclusive, and Will Smith is giving everybody Apple TV for free for 2 months to celebrate the movie. That's not bullshit. That's legit what's happening. That's what's slapping. I gotta tell you, I'm already over the slap. Like,
Yeah.
dude, like seriously, yeah, it is. Like 10 years seems way too excessive. 10 years, you might as well just ban him for life. Like, for real. And the Oscars has had a lot worse fucking people there and say a lot worse things. John's Wayne fucking acceptance speech after the indigenous woman that accepted the Oscar for Marlon Brando that one year.
Right.
She just passed away a couple months ago, I think. But yeah,
we did it on the show.
yeah. So yeah, man. That's it. I don't know.
Live TV people. I apologize.
Fucking Steve. Fucking Steve. All right. We usually get to the news at this time, but before we've been bringing back our TikToker of the week, and eventually we will be bringing back. Hopefully, we were talking to Jordan James earlier. We'll be bringing back our OK Boomer segment.
Hold up.
Yeah, we'll be bringing that back. The slap is in the past. I know some of us have done things like that ourselves. Oh, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Like, we've all done stupid in the heat of the moment shit. Like, especially some of the people I've seen that were complaining about it that we've grown up with. And I'm like, dude, like, you would have been up there with a crowbar. Shut the fuck up. Like, I'm just saying. And I'm not saying what he did. I'm not excusing it. I still think it's stupid. But
it was a G.I. Jane joke.
It was a G.I. Jane joke. Exactly. It was stupid. Stupid to fucking freak out over that. But we've seen guys freak out over less. Especially when they think it's funny at first and then they look over and their girl's giving them the look. Like, go settle this look. Not saying Jada did that. We love you, Jada. All right, so whoops, didn't mean to get rid of that there. But what I'm going to do, though, before we get back to our OK Boomer, or before we get to news, I'm just going to bring back our TikToker of the week, the Zeus TikTok of the week. And like I said, this has got a football feel to it. Steve, I think you will dig this one. It's a good one to listen to. And folks at home, I hope you're a sports fan, football fan, because if so, you'll really get these.
First off, we had so many injuries this week, I was starting to feel like the Chargers. So I just want to say a quick sorry to everybody that got hurt, from Jimmy G to Kenneth Walker to George Pickens. Oh no, Pickens didn't get hurt. Then why aren't you targeting him? You know, you kind of act like him. All right, Atlanta, somebody get Atlanta in here, please. Hi, Mariota will not be in the meeting today. His wife is in labor. Oh, the birth of a child. Yeah, you wouldn't want him to miss that. Just like he does all his wide receivers. What? Nothing. All right, Green Bay, Chicago. Congratulations, Green Bay. I mean, after all, this is your Super Bowl. I'm just surprised you still remember what those are. All right, look, we didn't even want to win that game, okay? We'd have moved from a 2nd pick in the draft to a 9th pick, and that's way too late. I thought Justin Fields was pretty used to late picks. I hate everything that you are. How nice. It's always good to see an owner thank the fans for coming. Did you know our wins and losses affect other teams' playoff chances? When did that start happening? It's always It's always been like that, Detroit. Congratulations on your win. You scored on all 8 possessions. The Broncos can't even score on any. Can we talk about the MVP? It should obviously be Jalen Hurts. Oh yeah, sure. Too bad Mahomes exists. Guys, let's be real. The only MVP should be the guy that made the Eagles schedule. You just played the Colts. Yeah, and you beat them by a point. I can hear you. All right, everybody, that's enough. Get back on track, please. Okay, Giants Commanders, thank you guys for honoring the World Cup by ending in a tie. I have to deal with soccer fans all week. Also, I'm flexing your guys' game. Week 15 to Sunday Night Football. Why? Their game? Really? Someone say flex? You guys want me to flex? That's a flag. Taunting. What? Where's Lamar going now? Does he need a bathroom again? No, he's injured. Bathroom. Does he need one? I have a bathroom. Yes, we know. You have more of those than touchdowns this year. All right, can we get back to the meeting, please? Well, Deshaun Watson's back to throwing dimes to the Texans again. That would have sounded a lot cooler 3 years ago. What are you doing? All right, well, everybody I've lost complete control. I don't even know what you're talking about. Alexander Madison's over there throwing ass in the end zone. What's the big deal? Matt Ryan does that all the time. All right, if everyone just hold it together, just a couple more things, okay? The Nickelodeon game will be played on Christmas, and it will be between the Broncos and the Rams. Yes, we're trying to appeal to more children, so it's great that DK Metcalf's son, Jalen Ramsey, will be playing. And lastly, I want to talk about Mr. Irrelevant. I thought we already talked about Russell Wilson. Oh, what are you guys talking about? Hey, Christian, we were just talking about where Baker Mayfield's gonna go. That means he'd have to be released. Could you imagine? Oh, you don't know. I don't know what. Maybe you should just meander over there and ask him. Dare I? Okay, I will, just for fun. I will. Baker! Oh, hi, Christian. No! God, please, no! No! Please, no! No!
All right. I think she did really well there. That was a good job. Al says, good thing she's pretty because she may as well be talking Latin. I have no clue what she's talking about. Yeah, if you don't know football, then yeah, you won't get those. That's some real inside baseball there. I mean, and she was on top of it. So I gave her a follow for that one. I thought she was definitely worth it. And that was the football news, right? She left your Bengals alone. She went after Madison. Did you?
Oh, we got the T Higgins.
Oh, see, I didn't pick up on that. I picked up on the Madison fucking twerking in the end zone.
Yeah, that was a reference to there's a bunch of Chiefs players chirping the Bengals all week on Twitter, and one of them had said, "Yeah, you beat us last year, but we didn't have this guy. We didn't have this guy." So that was his response. Like, we got this guy. We got this guy.
It's awesome. That's amazing. Wow. Hey, you know what? You know what else is amazing? This Week in Geek. Well, it's that time again for the Grim Reaper himself, Dr. Death.
Yeah, it seems when we get closer to the holidays doing these shows over the last few years, they really hit hard. The Reaper works overtime when it comes to the holidays.
She does. Why? I don't know why I just called the Reaper a she.
I mean,
I'm
not going to argue.
Yeah, right.
He hit us where it hurt this week for sure. Great life at the age of 90, but Bob McGrath Johnson, as we know him from Sesame Street, joined the show in '69, was there till 2016. In the mid 60s, just before Sesame Street, this is something I did not know. He was a well-known recording artist in Japan with a series of successful Irish folk song albums sung in Japanese.
What?
That's talent.
He's saying Irish folktale songs in Japanese in Japan?
Yes.
Nice.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
Yeah, man. Well, you get to live a long life, I guess.
Yeah.
God,
that one definitely hurt for sure. And then this guy, I'm not sure how many people are going to be familiar with this next guy. His body of work was, pretty extensive. He was in a lot of big shows, but best known for his role as Piscatella in Orange is the New Black, which he was fantastic, and he won a SAG award for that in 2016. You see him here. He was drafted 4th round by the Broncos. He was there for the Super Bowl in '89 or '90.
What's his name?
Brad William Hinkey, sorry.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, he was there for the Super Bowl loss to the 49ers in 1990. He had a short stint with the Fort Worth Cavalry of the Arena League in 1994. And like a lot of football players turned actor. What is it about football players?
It's either you become an actor, you become a pro wrestler, it seems.
Yeah, or a color man.
Whoa, what? Oh, color. I thought you said colored. It's going to be weird. Like, whoa. That's how Webster's parents got to be like that. George Papadopoulos.
I always went Howard Cosell there.
Whoa. Howard Cosell. Yeah, you should.
Yeah, 56 years old, died in his sleep. So, and then you mentioned it earlier, Christine McVie at the age of 79, singer, keyboard player for the band Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah. And then the next one, this one, I didn't even know the next one was sick.
Yeah, very short bout with cancer. At the age of 71, we lost Christy Alley, of course, Rebecca on Cheers. Then she had Veronica's Closet. She was in the Look Who's Talking movies.
Yeah, man. She was iconic. And I know people want to kind of shit on her for being a Scientologist and shit like that, but everybody's got their beliefs. And as long as they're not fucking with your beliefs, or well, not your beliefs, but as long as they're not fucking with you or hurting you in some way, then let them be. I mean, and I loved her I thought she was great on Cheers. I thought she was a great replacement for Shelley Long, because those were some big fucking shoes to fill. And some would say she was better, or maybe just the show itself got better.
Yeah.
But she was amazing. And then the Look Who's Talking movies. Yeah, man. She was a pretty big part of our upbringing.
Yeah, you mentioned the Scientology thing. I heard on the radio this week, they said that her daughters, who are both Scientologists, said that her mother had given $5 million to the Church of Scientology over the course of her. I think she got involved in 1979 with the church.
Wow.
Yeah, early.
Wow.
And the level of enlightenment, or whatever the hell they call it, that you have to pay for these levels in Scientology, depending on what your status in the afterlife is going to be, or whatever the hell it is. The level she was at, they were guaranteed not to get cancer.
Yeah, because I feel like Leah Remini said something about that.
John Travolta's wife died of cancer as well. 3-4 years ago. Same thing. Kelly Preston, cancer, same level. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
It's weird that Scientology isn't real. I mean,
you can't come up with a new religion in the 50s. You can't. The reason we have religion is because they're so far back we can't prove them wrong, and you can't prove them right.
Right. I mean, and now I'll say this a million times. It's just the biggest possibility that our creator or creators is some dude in a lab smashing fucking atoms together just to see what happens. And on a micro level, he's creating these fucking universes that we're the result of.
We're dust particles floating in this room right now.
And they have no clue. So our creator doesn't even know that he created us. He just is like, oh, because when we at CERN, we could only look so deep into the fucking atoms we're fucking crashing together.
You just went.
We just found quarks. We just found quarks, which is very small. But I mean, for what I'm talking about here, it's got to see more than that.
You just went on Neil deGrasse Tyson on us,
dude. Oh my god. I've had some. So I can't smoke weed in my house, right? So I go out for drives with my friends who drive me around, and I get lost and fucking thought in a lot of this shit. And oh my, sometimes I just get some weird fucking thoughts. There's things called white holes. You know how there's black holes? There's mathematically there's a white hole. So mathematically they're the complete opposite of a black hole. So a black hole, nothing can escape it and it sucks things in. White hole's the complete opposite. It fucking just blows shit out. And then what if people are looking for dark matter? Like scientists are always looking for dark matter. What if that's what white fucking holes blow out? Dude, seriously, the dispenser's got some really good stuff. But if we can't come up with a new religion now, what are the people in the new cults that keep popping up supposed to do with it? But that is the new religion. Politics are the new religion. Like that's it. You're either fucking extreme left wing or extreme right wing. There's no middle anymore. It's like those are the new religions. Power and money, or fucking feed everybody but the people who have power and money. Got to go, guys. Great show. Got to watch W5 Cocaine Cargo. All right. Thanks, Facebook user.
Speaking code there.
Yeah. Well, that's why I went back to Facebook user.
I know what W5 is.
Isn't it a show?
Yeah. It's a news show. Yeah.
Canadian news show, isn't it?
Right. It's our version of 60 Minutes.
Yeah, sure. We'll take it. So that's it for our deaths. Oh, well, I guess it's not really that. That's not really it for the deaths, because we've learned today that a bunch of the DC former cinematic universe, including what looks to be the total death of the Snyderverse, is upon us. And not only that, Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman 3 has been canceled by DC, but also reports came out saying that she tendered a script for Wonder Woman 3,
right,
and she was offered notes, and she got upset about the notes and quit, and sent them an email that linked to the definition of character arc. So maybe she'll go back to doing what is it she was supposed to do? Rogue Squadron?
Rogue Squadron, yeah. I think didn't that get canceled too, though?
It got canceled because they were thinking she wasn't gonna have time because of Wonder Woman 3, but I mean, she got time now. If you want her. Yeah. I mean, Wonder Woman 1 was decent. Second one, not so much. And I mean, could you we've seen that at Marvel, like a lot of remember Edgar Wright was supposed to do the original Ant-Man movie, I believe, and he dropped out. Scott Derrickson was supposed to do, I think, Doctor Strange, and dropped out.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's normal. But these big companies, they want you to do their vision. So, and that wasn't the only shit we heard. Like, I mean, there was a lot of news, like I said, and James Gunn commented on some of this and said, we know people, we're talking about the future of it. It says, we know we are not going to make every single person happy every step of the way, but we can promise everything we do is done in service of the story and in service of the DC characters we know you cherish and we have cherished our whole lives. Which to me, that's really dope. I'm happy he said something like that, especially saying it that way. And what I really dig about him is he's not taking shit from anybody. So he went on. They were talking a little bit later. He posted a tweet of the first Superman movie, and he's like, Superman premiered 44 years ago today. So that just opened up the floodgates, and people started asking what was going on with Henry Cavill and things like that, because there's rumors now that Man of Steel 2 that we reported is going to be happening is not going to be happening now, and Henry Cavill might be out. That whole Snyderverse might be out. And the reason people were saying that was because there was a fucking report that came out in the Hollywood Reporter regarding Rumble, saying that they were going to get rid of basically everything. Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, Henry Cavill, Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam, all of it gone, or the Snyderverse. The only person that they were thinking about keeping was Lobo. And Gunn was like, oh, some of that's true, some of it isn't, and some of it we're still working on. So somebody fucking called him out and said, oh yeah, that's not happening. You don't like Henry Cavill. And this was James Gunn's response. So weird, you seem so plugged in. Anyway, I just had 40 people reach out to me to say you just got kicked out of your mom's basement. So sorry, man. That's the head of DC fucking calling somebody out as a mom's basement dweller.
As long as we're getting the Weasel standalone movie, I'm good with it.
But you know what, with James Gunn, you probably could. Someone needs to ask Facebook user why their parents named them that. We also need appearances from their siblings, Twitter user, Instagram user, and TikTok user. Yeah, the Twitter user one though, we're having trouble because it costs them like $8 just to get verified as. No, I'm just kidding. Too soon. Too soon. Yeah, whatever. That's what happens. Sometimes there's something that you've known for a long time, like Twitter, and then pieces change, and you get these new pieces put in. And sometimes it could be for the worse, like maybe Twitter is worse off, or maybe it could be like a band that put in new people and was fucking awesome.
Yeah, and it happens all the time. And I heard a lot of people shitting on this next lineup reunion, as they're calling it. A lot of people aren't happy with that word reunion. But, Queen still tours. So screw all you people.
Yeah.
Obviously, Dime 2 days ago was the 18th anniversary since we've lost Dimebag Darrell. Of course, his brother Vince also in the middle there. We lost just a few years ago, died in his sleep of heart failure. And then Vince, Rex, and Phil on either side. Being replaced are the two brothers with Charlie Benante, the drummer from Anthrax, and Zach Wilde, both great friends of the brothers.
Yeah.
So you know what? You want guys that weren't just, fans of the band or this and that. These guys were brothers along with, the members of Pantera. These guys were on the road together, and Zach Wilde has always been tied to this reunion.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that
we knew that was going to happen.
It's unfortunate it didn't get to happen while Vinny was still around. But he kind of held that hate in his heart for Phil right till the very end, which is unfortunate. But you know what? They got 2 shows under their belt now. They played that first show in Mexico, and I've seen them 5 times. The original lineup, obviously. I got goosebumps watching every song.
Nice.
And when they did Cemetery Gates and then cut it in half with the cover of Black Sabbath's Planet Caravan and did the tribute to the brothers, the video tribute. Oh my God, I can't even.
Start crying.
Oh, so yeah, 2 Canadian dates, Edmonton and Calgary.
You're taking a flight out west, are you?
Yeah, Montreal. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm holding out for some Pantera headline dates because I don't want to see them open up for Metallica.
Yeah. Aldian says this is by far the most respectful way to do Pantera. If anyone knew of Dime would appreciate this, it would be Zach.
Vinny knew in his heart. I'm sorry. I know Vinny knew in his heart that Dime would have wanted the music to live on and to bury the hatchet with Phil and just, the fans want to hear the songs. Yeah. And it echoes what a lot of guys say, like Tom Morello, for years, Zach De La Rock left. They formed Audio Slave with Chris Cornell and put out a few albums, which were great. Then, they did some one-off shows. And then that's what Tom Morello said. He's like, these songs are too good to just be sitting there. They need to be, the fans need to hear them. And then they got back together. They got together with Be Real from Cypress Hill and Chuck D of Public Enemy.
Oh, right.
Prophets of Rage. So, which was also good. I know a lot of people shit on that, but I got to see it in Toronto. And Dave Grohl came out for the encore and did MC5's Kick Out the Jams, which was awesome. So,
Prophets of Rage, though, like they were okay, but it really felt like Body Count. It really felt like they're trying to be Body Count. It really felt like they were trying to be Body Count. So, but yeah, no, I get it. Like,
no, they sounded great. So I might go to Montreal and see if there's no headline dates, but I'll definitely be checking it out.
Well, speaking of music, the musical that we are getting, Joker, part 2, A Foil de something, I forget. Director Todd Phillips gave us our first look at Joaquin Phoenix in the sequel, which we said is still, as far as I know, just a rumor. Not just a rumor, but it hasn't been confirmed yet that it will be a musical. Lady Gaga is in it playing Harley Quinn. Did you like the original Joker? Did you see it?
Did.
Yeah. Is it a multi-watch movie for you?
I'm gonna say I've seen it twice for sure. Once in the theater and or drive-in, I think probably, and once at home for sure.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, enjoyed it both times.
Oh, really? Yeah. See, I the second time I was just like, oh wow, this is a really long movie, and it really is falling down. It really is Michael Key or Michael. Douglas. See what I did there? See what I did there? Listen, it was an honest mistake. We're talking Batman. Or is that your Joker? No. I'm like, I'm not that funny. I wasn't even making a joke that time. Speaking of Michael Keaton, though, that's funny that I did make that little slip up there. We did hear the scrapped movie at DC was a Batman Beyond movie that was going to star Michael Keaton, and they were going to have Michelle Pfeiffer come back as the Catwoman, which would have been pretty dope. I don't know who would have played Terry McGinnis, but I would have been down to see Michelle Pfeiffer back and old man Michael Keaton as old man Bruce for Batman Beyond. Would have been pretty dope. Just saying.
Yeah, I still haven't seen the latest Batman movie.
With Twinkles?
Yes.
Sparkles?
We had a friend of ours who gave it his first viewing the other night, and I remember seeing his posts all night.
I know, but let's be fair. That same guy, like I know who you're talking about, and absolutely love him, but every post is fucking that. Like, have you seen a positive post? Like there's not very many. Yeah. There's a couple, but there's not.
Was my voice went really high there?
Yeah.
We know what that is.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I'll give it a try eventually. I think.
I mean, it was okay. It's a one viewing movie for me though, for sure.
Right.
The best part of that whole movie is Colin Farrell. Like the whole movie is almost worth watching it just for his performance as the Penguin. But he's a dope actor no matter what. So I think people just I don't know. Some people just have different views on things, and I don't know. Maybe it's how media pushes things.
Media does have a way to turn the narrative for sure, and this case was pretty compelling. I wasn't one that really followed this one too closely. I remember it being in the news, obviously, and I'll admit I bought the hype because there was a lot of it was considered the first trial by social media.
Right.
Early to mid 2000, 2004, 2005. So definitely a lot of people had her guilty from the start. Watching the 3-part documentary that came out on Peacock, I gotta say, man, there was a lot of stuff that didn't hold up for me, and obviously why I think that reading some of the stuff that the jurors had said obviously didn't sit right with them either. As they found her not guilty. It was the dad, man. Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen the documentary, so it's hard for me to say. And like you, I wasn't all that up on it. I know what happened, and that was it. It was. I think that was a period in the States where they just had like kind of bad news after bad news after bad news, and I was just like, all right, I'm kind of back.
Well, we had just all, 10 years prior, we had all lived through the 2-year-long OJ trial, right? And then after that, it steamrolled like Court TV, and everybody had their own judge show. Oh my God, I forgot Mills Lane.
Oh, you forgot Judge Mills Lane.
Judge Mills Lane, former referee. Yeah.
The Mike Tyson Evander Holyfield fight.
Yeah.
The ear bite. And then, of course, Celebrity Deathmatch.
Yeah.
Right. He was a claymation referee for all those fights.
Man. Mills. I'm sorry, Mills.
Yeah, man. Well, it happens. But at least you remember now, buddy. At least you remember now.
I did.
I don't know why I thought about it, because we're talking about all those, big cases and stuff from back then. Whatever happened to, what was her name? Jessica? Baby Jessica that got stuck in the well?
In the well, yes.
Yeah. Where is she today?
You know what? I remember seeing her in the news. I'm going to say about 2 years ago. I don't know if it was just a random article or if she was something actual newsworthy. But I actually did see her all grown up. Yeah, be a little baby Jessica, all grown up.
Wow. She's grown up to the max. The HBO Max. Oh wait, no, we don't call it HBO Max. At least WB Discovery is considering renaming the streaming service to just Max and dropping the HBO. Sure, yeah, because it's the name that's the problem. Yeah, this will be so much better.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Let's just wait to see what. Because I feel like HBO Max and Discovery, Warner Brothers, just period, is just waiting for DC to find that Marvel magic, so that they can put all their fucking ducks in one row over there, and go all in on the comic book world. My whole thing is, listen, you and I have grown up through a bunch of different movie eras. We had the ninja era back in the 80s, where every other movie was ninja related. Then we had all the movies that were like a knockoff of Iron Eagle and Top Gun and all those fighter movies. Then it was all knockoffs of fighter movies like Jean-Claude Van Damme and all these. Then it was the buddy cop action movies. Then it was westerns. Like westerns came back after they were prevalent before our time.
Wild Wild West.
Yeah. Now the superhero thing has gone on for a long time, but it's starting to wear away a little bit. We're seeing like Marvel almost lost money this year, almost, but still, right? So I mean, HBO Discovery, I wouldn't put all your eggs in the superhero basket. I'm just saying, get your money while you can right now and strike now, but don't be counting on fucking like this. That's gonna save you. Well, that's all I gotta say. They've been stung by the being dumb. Stung by the being dumb. Let's get it on.
Yeah, let's get it on.
Don't forget all the natural disaster movies. Yeah. Oh, right. Like that.
And don't
then
forget
there's the
Natural
Meteor
Disaster.
movie. There's Deep Impact, and then Armageddon.
Day After Tomorrow.
Day After Tomorrow.
2012.
Right. Yeah.
This next show, I mean, the premise, not really original, the base premise, but in this one, they're not eating each other, at least not yet. A sports team crashes.
I'm gonna start watching this movie
in the middle of nowhere. And we start to get flash forwards as you see all the girls all grown up here being played by Juliette Lewis on your far there, and Christina Ricci.
And the other two girls from shows we see all the time, but we're not really
sure. On the end
Rose.
is Melanie Litsky, and I can't remember the other girl's name, but yeah.
That's Rose from 2.5 Men.
Right.
And then the girl in the middle, I've seen her in a million things.
No, this show is good. I liked it for sure. It definitely took a little bit of a weird turn near the end of the season, but we're getting season 2. It's coming up March 24th on Showtime, so I'll be checking it out.
I heard it had a great twist at the end of the first season.
Yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I'm hoping it doesn't turn out like a lot of shows that start really strong and then fall off. Lost.
Yeah. We'll stay with 24. I told you.
Oh, 100.
And can I? Yeah. The 100 was good for a few seasons.
It was good until the books ended. Once they were making it up on the fly,
like Game of Thrones.
I like the season of Game of Thrones.
I was going to say something. I forget what. We were talking about Yellow Jackets, but reminded me of something. Oh, well, I'm sure it'll come back to me in 15 years or so. So we got our first poster for John Wick 4. Listen, I'm a sucker for these movies. Keanu Reeves is such a badass. Like, just because we know he's a kung fu master, like maybe not a master, but he's like a black belt in kung fu. Right. We know he's absolutely proficient in all the firearms that he uses and sword play. And yeah, man, I dig it. I dig these movies, and I'm a little worried because I hear they're going the supernatural route moving forward, and I don't know that I like that, but I do love that tie. and it looks like it's an hourglass, and it looks like instead of sand, maybe those are bullets. I can't really tell.
Yeah, I think it does look like bullets for sure. Very cool.
Yeah, man. What do you think of the Wick movies? Are you caught up or?
I've seen them all. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Looking forward to the Continental for sure.
Yeah, yeah, me too. And what's his name? The black dude from the front desk of the concierge.
Oh, right.
He's just announced that he'll be in the Ballerina series.
Okay.
Yeah. Alan Dion says, "Have you watched Tulsa King yet?" Yes, I have. I fucking love it. I haven't watched Yellowstone. I haven't watched 1882 or whatever
1883, I think.
Yeah. And now there's 1928 or whatever it is with Harrison Ford. I've never watched any of those Tyler Sheridan shows, but I've watched Sylvester Stallone's Tyler Sheridan show, and it is, I'm assuming, a lot lighter than the other ones because it's more into the comedic side. And yes, he's a former gangster. Yes, they talk about death and things like that. You don't see any of that stuff, though. I mean, it's a very family-friendly gangster show.
Love those.
Dude, no, but seriously, it's fucking great.
I haven't seen it yet.
New episode out tomorrow, so I can't wait to watch it. It'll be on Flickster first thing in the morning. But yeah, no, I like Tulsa King. What do you think? What do you think, Al?
Coming down with something?
Yeah, I got the Flickster flu.
You might be giving me a virus, man.
Flickster? Oh, well, that's the one thing you can never worry about with Flickster is getting a virus. We don't even get paid for them, although we might be.
I'm seeing it.
I know we're gonna get it. We're gonna get them shut down. I loved it so far. Yeah, me too, buddy. Me too. Al says he loved Tulsa King. I mean, I like it. It's way better than like just yet another remake of something we've seen a million times.
One where they replace the guys with girls.
Right, and you and I've talked about this. If you're gonna do something like that, and you're like, "Oh, this was a good idea for a movie, a buddy movie. Let's make the female version of it." Don't call it the same thing. Just do it.
Just write. I mean, write a similar story. If it's good, people won't care.
Right.
Yeah. I love Drew. I love Drew so much. She recently came out. I hope it's good if it gets done. Drew Barrymore came out and said that she really wants to do a Planes, Trains, and Automobiles remake with Cameron Diaz. She wants to play the Del Griffith type character. Of course, John Candy, and I guess that would make Cameron Diaz the Neil Page, played by Steve Martin.
Right. I mean, sure, why not? I think we both kind of said it. Like, just do something new. Don't call it Trains and Automobiles.
If they make it and it does poorly, and people, shit on Drew for it, Drew is she's not one to take any guff, and she'll just come on and say, you know what, I like me.
Yeah,
I like me,
and that is all that matters. And I like Drew as well, and I do like Cameron Diaz. I think I would have rather seen a fourth fucking Charlie's Angels movie, though.
I've never seen any of them, so
the first one's really cheesy, but cheesy fun. And what's his name's in it? The guy that should have played the Joker all the time, Crispin Glover.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right around right around the Willard era. Yeah. So it was the big video game awards this weekend, and a lot of awards were handed out, and there was a lot of interesting moments. But we heard about some new games coming our way. And Death Stranding 2 was officially announced as we see old man Daryl Dixon there. I mean, old man Norman Reedus, who's reprising his role from the first Death Stranding game. I got to tell you, I never played the original game. I was watching a review of a review show, and they kept referring to Death Stranding as the UPS game because all you do is deliver boxes. I don't know how true that is or accurate. If anyone's played the game, you can speak about that. But
sounds fun. Reminds me of that episode of The Simpsons where he's trying to get Bart to cut the lawn. He's like, "Oh, I don't want to." And then they start bugging to go to the mall. Let's go to the mall. Go to the mall. Go to the mall. And he finds no. He finally gives in. They go to the mall. He's like, "Hey, Dad, can we get this?" And it's a fucking lawnmower simulator or weed whacker simulator or something like that.
Yeah. Like, what's the point? Yeah. Yeah. Have you played Death Stranding?
No.
No, you're familiar with it though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am.
Was it PlayStation exclusive or?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't missing much. Man, that's like the people that watched the Grinch movie.
I got to get a PlayStation 3 now that they've come down in price and play a bunch of those older games like Last of Us. And
Why don't you just get a PS5 and get the reverse played games? And then you can play all the new games.
Yeah, I just bought a new Xbox. I can't afford that. Yeah, I know.
You chose wrong. No, I'm just kidding. You know who chose wrong? The people who bought tickets to go see that Grinch horror movie.
Yeah, I wanted this to be good so bad. You know, we got the Grinch movie coming out, or just came out, and obviously Pooh, Blood and Honey. I know it's Winnie the Pooh, but I like just saying Pooh, Blood and Honey. And then we found out
blood and honey in it.
And then we found out about Peter Pan, the Neverland Nightmares, coming in the Michael Jackson story. No, I'm just kidding. All of these movies coming us from Reyes Frank Waterfield, who is just destroying our childhood with all these movies that have the rights have ended too. Yeah. And now he's gone after Bambi. Bambi, The Reckoning will be coming out. Oh man.
You know what? It's about time Bambi got his fucking revenge on that hunter for his mom. Because I don't care what you say. Bambi already ruined my fucking childhood with that fucking first 10 minutes of that movie. Being a little kid and having to watch a mom get fucking blown away in a fucking cartoon movie.
Yeah, it was messed up.
Our stuff was fucked up, yo. Like our stuff, like really, like Mr. Boogedy was like a kid's show. Like,
yeah,
it was a fucking television movie that was showed after school. It.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry.
Yeah, that's I wanted the Grinch movie to be good, but I saw the trailer and it looked so bad. David Howard Thornton playing the Grinch from Terrifier fame as Art the Clown, which did freaking unbelievably well in Terrifier 2.
Yeah, well, that just means there's definitely Terrifier 3 coming out.
Yeah. I mean, when you're getting a promotion from every news outlet, and Howard Stern saying talking about saying people are puking in the aisles, like that's tickets, man, tickets.
Oh, for sure. Have you been on the Geek page lately?
Yeah.
Did you see that bath bomb thing that I posted?
I did not.
So a friend of mine, and one of your former friends on Facebook, she had posted a bath bomb of, like, someone made bath bombs of toasters. Okay. So you throw the toaster, and it says the last bath bomb you'll ever have.
That's cool.
It blew up. Like, it's like, last I saw it was like, I don't know, 140,000 likes and a whole bunch of fucking shares. That's and awesome. The people who made them reached out to us and like they're like, we've blown up. Like our sales of the thing. We should charge them.
Right. Let's call our lawyers.
Can you please tag us? They said. Should have said, yeah. We get some free bath bombs or some money. 15%, yo. Where's our finder's fee? Yeah. I'm almost kidding. I just want to win something, like the game of the year. We were talking earlier about the Game Awards show, and the game of the year basically came down to God of War Ragnarok, which is a dope game. I'm really far in the game. At least I think I am. And Elden Rings. Are you familiar with that game?
Yep.
Have you played it at all or no?
I have not.
No, I've never played them either. But Elden Ring wins Game of the Year at the Game Awards. It was close from what we heard, and I don't know. I don't know much about the game, so I was going to ask you, but you don't know.
I'm sure Austin probably does. But these games look like cinematically they're absolutely beautiful. But I don't know. I don't know if it's for me.
It's hard to fight with God of War, but I mean, you didn't play that either, though.
No.
The only thing I've never liked about the God of War games is even after you've beaten the games, or even if there's no skipping cinematics. There's no way to skip any of the cinematics. And some cinematics are fucking beautiful, and others are just like, why? Why is it like? Let me fast
I've
forward.
definitely steered away from any button mashing games the older I get. I recently downloaded the remastered Tony Hawk games.
Yeah.
Oh my god! After a couple hours, I was just like, "Oh, my
Button
thumb
mashing.
hurts.
Yeah.
Thumb
Yeah.
hurts."
See, I didn't. I downloaded it and then I just stopped because I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. I stopped playing this because I got bored of this game back in the day. There's a reason why,
I really
I
enjoy
stopped
it, but
buying Tony Hawk after every year. I'm still buying hockey every fucking year. So,
I'm an every 2-year guy when it comes to Madden and hockey now.
yeah. Hockey, I'm always every year, but that's only because I always usually play in leagues.
They
So I
got
play with the
they got
same
me this.
people.
They got me the last 2 years because they added I wanted to get the NHL '94 download that came with it, and
Yep.
then the next year the Kraken came out. So I was like, oh man, I gotta have the new one with all the teams.
Did you see this year? They added crossplay. You and
Oh,
I
right.
could play. You and I could
Yeah,
play on the
that's
same team or against each other. It's
That's right. Yeah.
yeah, so that's pretty dope. But yeah, I just play threes. Shells 3. Awesome. And yeah, I just didn't know if you had saw that.
I did not saw it. Wait,
You didn't saw it?
I didn't.
You didn't
doesn't
see
sound
it?
right.
No.
You know what isn't right? The Saw movies, but I loved them anyways.
I saw what you did there.
Tobin Bell, obviously, we found out is coming back to the Saw franchise as we got our first look a little while back here on the set of the new movie. And then we just found out that Shawnee Smith will be returning as well from Saw fame. And of course, Anger Management with our buddy Charlie Sheen back when he was drinking the tiger blood.
And let's not forget the first time we fell in love with her, or one of the first times, when she was on Becker as the idiot secretary. You don't remember that?
Ryan Miller's wife?
Becker.
Oh.
Yeah, dancing. You never
Oh,
watched,
okay.
you never
He was
watched
on, he was
Becker?
on Anger Management?
No. Becker, the TV show. You've never seen the TV?
Yeah.
So she was his
Shawnee
secretary.
Smith?
Yeah, she was his secretary. She was.
I thought you were talking about Ryan Miller's wife on Anger Management.
I don't know who Ryan Miller is.
The goalie for the Sabres.
Oh, that bitch.
Did I open an old wound?
I can't. Mr. Oh my God, we won because I'm so fantastic. Or oh my God, we lost because everybody on my team but me fucking sucks. I mean, no, I love him. He's great. Go USA. I like the Sabres because there are so many Canadians on that team. And they live literally right across the pond from them. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't like Ryan Miller. I never have. Like, even when he was with the Sabres. Whatever. Don't judge me. You know who you can judge? Al Pacino. Because Al Pacino is just... Oh, and I forgot to include this. So I'll say this, tagged onto this. We got our first trailer for season 2 of... Is it called Survivors? Or Hunters? Amazon. Have you ever seen the Amazon Prime series, Hunters? With Al Pacino.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
Yes.
Yep.
Season 2.
David Schwimmer.
Yeah. Season 2 trailer just dropped. Remember at the end they caught Dylan Baker, who was the big Nazi guy? He just offered, in the trailer, he offers them fucking Hitler. And then they show Hitler still alive as an old man.
Shit.
So I'm down with this.
Spoilers.
What was in the commercial? It was in the trailer.
I didn't see it.
Well, listen. Somebody freaked out on me today. A whole bunch of Canadians, and I'm Canadian. I'm sorry, folks, but actually, it was just one person who always. It was one person who I always see her on her post complaining about literally everything, gatekeeper type, and she got mad because I posted a photo from last week's series finale of Titans 2 weeks ago now, and I posted it just a few days ago, and she got mad. I'm like, it's been over a week. It's a TV show, plus the show Titans, their own page shows it. So if you're gonna be mad at me, get mad at them too. And she's like, well, I live in Canada, as do you. There's no way for us to watch it because it's not on Netflix until whenever. Because I guess Netflix plays it later. Not my fault. You don't have Flixster. or fucking other ways to watch it, like anybody else who wanted to watch it and avoid spoilers. Like, and I felt bad because Daniel didn't have it either. Our buddy Daniel in Australia. And I apologize because Daniel was cool about it. He wasn't fucking. Anyways, so just saying. When it comes to stuff like that, if it's a TV show and it's been a week, I'm sorry, you're out of luck. If it's a movie, I'll give you like a few weeks or a month or whatever until I start seeing the spoilers everywhere else. That's usually where I go by. But if you get spoiled, I'm sorry. Like, it sucks. I get it, but I'm sorry. Did you know that Darth Vader was actually Luke's dad?
Right?
Dude. Did you know that dude in the Crying Game was a dude?
Right?
Bruce Willis was the ghost.
He was.
And it was Agatha all along. I don't know if you get that one.
I do.
Okay. All right.
I heard this song.
Sorry. All right. So, anyways, Al Pacino was at the award game awards, giving away the best actor, and it went to Christopher Judge, the voice of Kratos. But we talked earlier about Elden Rings being the big winner, and I meant to tag this on the back of it. At the end of their acceptance speech, some kid had walked on stage behind them, and then when they were done, just walked up to the mic, and you could see the confusion between the winners behind them, and said, also, I would like to thank my former rabbi, Bill Clinton. And then security came and took him off.
I did not know Bill Clinton used to be a rabbi or is a rabbi.
Well, according to Monica Lewinsky, he definitely was circumcised.
Oh.
Hey-o!
Wah!
Cut it off.
Just went all Joey on us.
Circumcision. Cut it off. Anyways.
So it's been 2 weeks.
Are you okay?
It's been
Are you going through withdrawal?
No. Even though I did enjoy the final season,
It was time.
the finale was a little lackluster, I think. But we also know that the Rick Michonne miniseries is coming out. As you see Rick standing here trying to escape. Spoilers. We said it. It appears he's trying to escape wherever it is he got taken to again. As they tell him, throw his hands up there, and then we see Michonne, who also left the show earlier.
Raising their kid.
What's that?
Don't they have a kid, right? Like she's raising.
They do. Yeah,
kid.
She left the kid behind. Yeah, both kids. Not
Judith
her,
and...
obviously Judith, but they were raising her together.
Yeah.
We had, I knew they were going to kill somebody. I wasn't quite sure who, because we did have a lot of originals left. AMC, you dropped the ball by telling us there was going to be a Negan and Maggie show. You dropped the ball telling us there was going to be a fucking Norman Reedus show. Like, these are people I thought, hey, there's a chance, final season, right? And you took that away from us. Yep. You did kill, spoilers, Rosita, which was, obviously, just had a baby with the priest. So that one was a little hard. But, hey, it was definitely time. They had veered so far from the original source material. This wasn't The Walking Dead graphic novel anymore. And I hadn't been doing that as that in a long time. I've been trying to watch it as its own entity because it really has become its own. The newest spinoff I couldn't really get into. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, Terry Crews.
Beyond.
Is that the Terry Crews one?
No, that was I enjoyed that one. That one was one-off episodes. Each episode was a different, and I enjoyed the Terry Crews episode for sure.
Okay, cool.
But the newest show, and I know we got a couple of new spin-offs coming as well as the Maggie Negan show, the Daryl show.
They were supposed to be Daryl and Carol.
Yeah, so hey, the Walking Dead verse is not going anywhere anytime soon. So hopefully they pummel out some good stuff. Well,
at least they're doing better than the Warner Brothers DC universe. Too soon. They spent a lot of money on that stuff, though, man. They really did. Speaking of spending a lot of money, when we talked a little bit about gaming earlier too, do you play a lot of online gaming, like with like team-based games?
Not a lot. I used to play like Madden. I used to play hockey. I've gotten away from playing online in those games. I just I do my leagues, like I do like the full franchise modes now,
Right.
and to be a player, and it's a lot that to do all of it. So I play Grand Theft Auto online. That's really about it.
Do you ever use a headset?
Sometimes I'd say probably 40% of the time, maybe.
Well, if you were ever thinking about it again, there is a new top of the line headset out there, and it is very cheap, right in our wheelhouse. Dyson has an air purifying headphone.
Oh my god!
That will cost almost $1,000. As you can hear Steve blowing his nose because he's crying about how expensive this is.
So expensive.
But look at this getup. Like, I mean, this looks like something out of Star Wars, or I don't know, but it's got it. So the air purifier, it also, so by air purifying, they mean like it cancels out all the noise around you and you can only hear what's coming out of your mouth. But I love my games, but shit, I don't even own a VR yet.
Yeah.
Ann Wilson, absolute incredible vocalist. Oh yeah, we forgot to do the recap for everybody, which we can get to right after this, and then we'll get out of here. But yeah, that's cool. I ain't buying that shit though. I mean, if it was like a fucking Mandalorian hat, like looked like Boba Fett,
right? Made out of real Beskar though.
Right.
Beskar's not real.
Wait, what?
It's a universe far, galaxy far, far away.
You're shitting me, right?
Dude, that's gross. Yeah, man. So that was my segue into your next story, anyways.
Yeah, Mandalorian. We found out that I guess we're waiting till March for Mandalorian, and that will be the next live action Star Wars series as Andor has wrapped up. So a little ways to go there. We got a couple months, but I'm looking forward to it.
Me too, and I think that's the right move. Not having another property yet. Let it breathe a little bit.
Yeah,
because maybe that's the thing that Disney's kind of, as good as they're doing and they're giving great fan service through Marvel and through Star Wars, giving us all these new properties. But maybe it is starting to oversaturate a little bit. So if they spread it out a bit, it'll be a bit better. We're gonna talk about our review for Andor in a little bit too as well. But I think that really changed the minds of a lot of people. And I don't know. I like Star Wars. I mean, it's not Star Trek, it's not Captain Picard, but what is? Speaking of Picard, we got our first look. Not our first look, but our newest look at Michael Dorn as Worf, or Old Man Worf. And oh my God, he looks intimidating. He looks more intimidating now as an old Klingon than he did back in the day. And yeah, man, I'm just really happy that this final season we're getting the whole crew back together. Like, the only thing that would be better is if there's some way they got Denise Crosby to show up, Lieutenant Tasha Yar, because she got done wrong in Next Generation. Although she did fuck Data and got to use all his android sexual prowess. So I mean, she got that. And character is dead, but I mean, it's Star Trek. She can be back.
Yeah, they'll find a way.
Yeah, it's not either this and or that sort of situation.
Right.
It's a bad segue for us reviewing Andor. So finally, because we weren't on the last couple of weeks, so Andor's all finished up, and you had your review. I think we can both talk about that one. What was your thoughts on Andor?
I really enjoyed it. I told a lot of people who hadn't jumped right on it, people I know that were Star Wars fans, like, not super fans like me, but, fans. And they're like, no, I hadn't watched it yet, being the side character he kind of was, in the long-standing universe. I'm not saying he's a side character, but I told people they had to watch the first 3 episodes as one. because that they kind of bookended each other and was kind of like one little mini story, which I thought was really good. Then it got slow for a couple episodes. I was still enjoying it, but then it got really fucking good for me.
Yeah. Especially once they got into the prison.
Right.
Like that was Andy Serkis. Holy shit, man. His acting and his role in this. And this is going to be full of spoilers, folks. Andor's been out for over a month now, so sorry. You had your chance, or you can go away for this part. But Serkis was great, and we still don't know what happened to his character.
No, and I looked it up. Andy Serkis can swim.
But his character could not.
Right.
Do you think there's a possibility his character goes on to become Snoke?
I hope not.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know.
You just hated that character of Snoke?
No. No, I really liked Andy Serkis. I really enjoyed his character in Andor. I don't know. I don't see a path where I buy that. I don't know. I mean, who knows? I said I didn't fuck Solo. I was on the fuck Solo train. This movie's gonna be garbage. I'm not watching it. I loved it.
Yeah. A lot of people. And that guy's in a new movie too, the guy who played Solo. I think it's the first movie really he's done since Solo. Like I think he had a couple right after Solo because they were trying to get on in case he was hot. They're like, all right, here's these movies.
And I watched this. I didn't know there was this other movie that they did based around the Solo character that I'd never seen before. Hung Solo. Did you see that?
No, Steve. I don't pay for my movies like that. They don't have those on Flickster either.
You have to go right to the back page.
You have. That's what you said. Just take a little bit. So, what do you give Andor season 1 as your overall? If you're rating it out of 5,
I gave it I think I gave it a solid 4.
Yeah,
3.5, 4.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I was the guy. Well, I told you I love Rogue One. I've said that since it's been out that's my favorite Star Wars movie. I've always I think that stood right in on top of Empire Strikes Back and was even a better movie than that. But it's also a movie though that I find that you can only watch a few times because it is a depressing fucking movie, right? So but the one thing that I didn't like about Andor was I didn't like about Rogue One was Andor. I couldn't stand his character. Our first introduction is him fucking killing one of his own friends, instead of trying to do what he can to work it out or whatever. He's just like, I don't got time. And you're in my way, so I got to kill you. So that he's beyond Han Solo scoundrel, even though Solo did shoot first as well. But those first 3 episodes, they were very slow moving for me. And I even felt like if I would have watched it in a blog, it still would have been pretty slow. But then each episode from there, where you said they started to get slow, and that's when they started actually picking up for me and kind of getting better and better, getting a little more into the stuff with his sister and his mom. And yeah, man, it was dope. I really, really dug this series as well. And I think, like I said, I'd probably give it a 3.5 as well. And can't wait to see what season 2 brings us. It's supposed to be a big time jump, I think, as well, going into season 2.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they take the character for sure.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm still holding out hope on a Solo 2 or maybe some kind of series.
Yeah. Well, and I think Disney came out and said that they're not going to have any more shows like that, especially where they're recasting legacy characters.
Original character,
yeah.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks. I think everybody kind of wants to see Sebastian Stan as Luke Skywalker post Return of the Jedi because he's the right size, he's the right age, and
at least that means that we can still get a Yoda origin story, which I really want. So,
did you watch the Star Wars Legacy stuff, or was that Legacy the 6-part things with Ahsoka and Count Dooku, the cartoons?
I started to.
They were because it started on Ahsoka, so yeah, that one probably threw you off a bit. The Dooku stuff was fucking dope, dude. And then they had Yaddle show up, and yeah, Yaddle and Doku have a fucking duel in front of the Emperor, and it's deadly. Like it's not good for Yaddle. You know who Yaddle is, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The female Yoda. How come Yoda's the only one that can't talk properly? Like, is he just is Yoda just?
I think he can't.
Attuned with the Force, or you think he's just being a dick? What did you say?
I said I think he can. He's just being a dick.
Yeah, right. Yeah, everybody thinks he's nice, but he's really
Cryptic I am.
Douchebag I am. That's awesome. Yeah, I'd be down to see a little bit more about Yaddle and Yoda, and just I want to know what they are. Like, that's the one thing that nobody's ever said, what they are, where they come from. So
Yoda knees.
Like, does everyone from that race have the Force? Like, we've only seen 3 characters and they all have it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The Force is strong with all of them.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It is the way.
That's right. Do you know there's how many Jedi Wookiees have there been?
Jedi Wookiees. That's interesting. I'm going to say none.
No, there's been one, and he was I forget what his name was, but he used to teach lightsaber forms. I just saw this the other day. That's the only reason why I even asked. And then there's a new one.
My second guess would have been one.
There's a Padawan right now as well that we see in the Bad Batch, the Clone Wars. I think it was in Bad Batch, but yeah, good stuff though. And yeah,
awesome.
Don't want to piss a Wookiee off, especially a Jedi one.
Always let them win.
They'll force rip your arms off.
Right?
Right.
That'd be awesome.
So wicked. Somebody's head would get torn off. Anyways, that's it. I got no other news. You got anything going on this week?
This week, no. Just gearing down at work, waiting for that pink slip. The layoff slip. Whatever. Either or.
Either or. At this point, I don't give a fuck.
And yeah, the 2-week shutdown, and I'm decided on working this winter. So,
well, I hope you get it off. And I will be doing nothing. Oh, I think I have a couple things coming up. CWF wrestling coming up on the 18th. I'm looking at my calendar here. Doing a commercial next week. Yeehaw. And I am hosting in February, this coming February, hosting a tribute to Elvis and Johnny Cash. Should be fun. A couple impersonators. Steve's going to be there. He's actually both the impersonators. He does a mean Elvis and a mean Johnny Cash. He does them both the same.
We got to win this race.
See, I thought you were going to do like a Johnny Cash Elvis mix up there, but they both kind of sound the same anyways. Anyways, well, that's it.
I fell into a burning ring of fire.
Yeah. Johnny Cash. So you just have to sound like Johnny Cash like he's farting. I get it. While he sings.
Eating a peanut butter and banana sandwich. Toasted peanut butter and banana sandwich.
That is how Elvis does.
And speaking of eating, I'm going to eat. I'm starving.
All right. I'm going to eat too. Anyways, good show, buddy. And I hope everybody had fun. Thank you, everyone that tuned in. Check us out online. We're here every week. See you next RatG time. Same RatG time. Same RatG channel. For the Wingnut. It's your boy Zeus. Hope you all have a good one.